Hello, welcome back to Doubles and Trebles. It's Pieman here. A very quick turnaround for the evening session. I've been working today, unfortunately, so couldn't get this video up any earlier. But as I speak, we've still got over an hour to go till the evening session. So hopefully, some of you can enjoy this video before that kicks off. And if you want to take forward these selections into a fun treble, by all means, go for it because I've got a selection on each of this evening's three matches now. Firstly, I just want to thank anyone that did tune into this morning's video. I don't know what's going on, but we managed to roll up another winner. Johnny Clayton's lovely 116 match-winning finish sealed us a 10-1 winning treble on the afternoon session. Really has been a cracking tournament on the punting front, but from experience, best to enjoy the hot streaks while they last. Won't last forever, but yeah, thanks. Appreciate the feedback and the nice comments. So yeah, long may it continue. Another three intriguing contests in store tonight, so let's dive straight into them. First up is Jim Williams' clash with Gabriel Clemens. Money coming for the German, but it is a close run affair in the bet in this one. Williams just over evens and Clemens floating around just under evens. They were effectively sort of 5 to 6 to pair on opening show. A little bit of late money for Clemens. I think that's with good reason. It's a very interesting game. One that I'm looking forward to immensely. Jim Williams, one of only three players to beat his seeded opponent in round two when he stunned James Wade 3-2. That was the biggest upset of the trio as well. Williams was around a 13-8, 7-4 shot. So not a massive shock, but a shock all the same. Anyone that watches the Pro Tour will know that Jim Williams is more than capable. He actually won a Pro Tour event at around 300-1 not so long ago. That day, he didn't really hit any spectacular averages. He just hit the big shots at the key moments. And that kind of epitomizes his run in this tournament so far. He come past a really good test in round one against Sebastian Biełowski, someone I backed. Williams, to his credit, he had his back up against the wall at 2-1 down, and he found a way a massive 130 finish and a 154 in there as well. So then, when he played James Wade, he said in his pre-match media that he felt like his game suits playing James Wade. He enjoys playing James Wade. I would agree with that assessment. Wade is not really a power scorer, as we all know, and Williams was kind of able to out-machine the machine in a way. He just, lovely timing, really solid on the outer ring, around 50%. I mean, that is really impressive. And he held it together at the big moments, which is what Jim Williams does. But he's going to have to withstand some heavy scoring from Gabriel Clemens. Not been a good year for the big German by any stretch. But I do think his underlying numbers show in the last 3 months he's been a little bit better than he gets credit for. And he really impressed me in his first game against Willie O'Connor. O'Connor coming off the back of that really good win over Bo Greaves, of course. But Clemens took the Magpie apart 3-0. Some great bottle in the first two sets, winning last leg deciders where, the scoring was good from both players at the back end of those last legs as well. We wouldn't normally associate Clemens with his bottle in the big moments on the outer ring. So really encouraging signs, I thought. He's a first dart merchant. I've talked about him a lot on the channel. When that treble 20 has been found with the first dart, he can rack up the 180s and he can very quickly claw his way back into a leg that looks like a forlorn hope. And against a player like Williams, I think that could be really helpful. So I'm actually leaning towards the big German here just because of the format and the form coming into it. I think he may outscore Williams over the distance and that might just carve out enough opportunities for him. If he wins the first set, I see him doing it fairly comfortably, actually. But I'm not going to play handicaps or anything. I found 6-4 best price at Sky Bet about him to win with the most 180s. So the match double. Don't mess around with the highest checkout. That's too much of a lottery. Clemens to win with most 180s is around 6-4. That looks the bet to me in that one. Match two is Gerwin Price versus Raymond van Barneveld, a game that needs very little introduction or build-up. I'll just leave that to Sky Sports, who've been churning out the promos on this one since the clash became a reality when Barney beat Ryan Meikle in his opening game. Of course, the great Dutchman's 2 wins over Price at the Grand Slam of Dart have added an extra layer of intrigue, and it does appear that Barney is actually refinding some brilliant, if not all-time great form. He's always been a confidence player throughout his career, Van Barneveld. So I'm very careful of taking him on when he's enjoying one of these purple patches. If he's got it in his head that he's playing well, he can do, virtually anything. The world is his oyster. And he still retains all his class and ability. Whether he retains the, the stamina is something that was questioned. But then to go and beat Gerwyn Price over 30-something legs at the Grand Slam kind of shut a lot of people up there. We know he won't be overawed when facing Price, which a lot of players are. And I think if he wins that first set, it's going to put Price under all sorts of pressure. But fair play to Gerwyn Price. I'm gonna stand up for him a little bit here. He drifted a little bit in the market after his game against Luke Woodhouse, but I think that was to be expected, given it's a short format. The target on his back, the crowd were raucous. I was there that night, and although I had to leave halfway through the game to get my train home, they were really on his back, and especially when he went 1-0 down, that was a raucous crowd. So to come back and win 3-1 with a degree of simplicity, I thought was really, really impressive. He showed why he's got to where he's got to in the game. Seems to be with Price that the more pressure he's put under, the better darts he seems to produce, and he's certainly going to be under pressure tonight. So it's no surprise that the market has supported him late, as they should do. But I'm happy to chance Barney on making it a close contest. Now, if I just go onto this game here, I did have a little look at the outright betting. I'm not confident enough in Barney to put him up as an outright selection. He has drifted there, as you can see, to around 9-4. However, what I am confident in doing is saying that he can make a game of this. And if we look at the sets betting, if I could just find the correct market, over 5.5 sets is coming out at just under even money. So Sky Bet's 5-6. There is closer to evens available elsewhere, but for the purposes of my evening treble, it will be at Sky. And yeah, we're looking at 5-6 for it to go over 5.5 sets. Now, of course, that does also cover the Barney win as well as the Price win. You basically need both players to win 2 sets. I'm quite confident that Raymond van Barneveld turns up enough to win 2 sets. Whether he gets over the line, a very different matter. Gun to my head, I'd be saying Gerwyn Price sees him off, but I'm expecting an entertaining affair. Last up this evening is Peter Wright, the reigning champion, taking on Kim Huybrechts. And Peter Wright remains a double-figure price, despite never really being under any pressure against Mickey Mansell in his opener. I think the lack of hype and the drift regarding snakebite in the market has almost certainly been called by that withdrawal from the Players' Championship finals, which was, health concerns surrounding his wife, Jo. But she was in the crowd at his last game. She seems to be in good nick now, hopefully. So those fears appear to be alleviated, but the market hasn't particularly warmed back to Wright, shall we say. Obviously, we haven't seen him since opening night, so there's a little bit of out of sight, out of mind, I think, as well. And on the face of it, a 2-time course and distance winner who've been there and done it, you could say 11-1 is very generous in that outright market, though he is in that tricky part of the draw where he's going to probably play, if he wins this, Dimitri, then maybe one of Johnny Clayton or Josh Rock. So he's got to do it the hard way. But that won't faze Peter Wright. Tonight, he's a best price of 1-5 to beat Kim Huybrechts. So short. An opponent who he's met countless times and actually had mixed success against. Wright won their last meeting this year at the Grand Prix 2-0, but it was actually a close running encounter. Huybrechts should have won the second set and took it to a decider, no doubt. Nothing to split them in the averages or the 180 count, really. If you look at the 3 meetings before that, Huybrechts actually won all 3 of them. And they were all first to 6 legs encounters. And he won 6-0, 6-1, and 6-0. That is a seriously impressive record. Now, yes, it's a very different situation doing it on the big stage. But look at Kim Huybrechts against Gerwyn Price last year, taking him to sudden death in an absolute epic battle. So you just can't discount Huybrechts. He seems to save his best game for the big stage, and he loves testing himself against the big players. This is a player that's been in the Premier League, been to major semis, so he's been there and done that, So I don't have any fears about Huybrechts not turning up. If he's on his game, this will be closer than the market suggests. You can get 4-5 about Kim Huybrechts covering a 2.5 set handicap. So basically he's starting 2-0 up. He's basically starting 3-0 up. So you need him to get a couple of sets. And I can easily see Kim Huybrechts covering a couple of sets. I think Peter Wright will overcome him. But yeah, plus 2.5 on Huybrechts for me, to win 2 sets is ideal. And I think the set format actually suits Huybrechts because, the way that you can have a dud set where Wright blows him away with the 108 average, Huybrechts is experienced enough to not lose his composure and not get flustered and grind out a set 3-2 on throw. So that's the way I'm playing it anyway. So tonight's fun treble, therefore, consists of Gabriel Clemens minus 1.5 sets, Barney versus Gerwyn Price to go over 5 sets, and Kim Hybrex with a plus 2.5 set handicap. It pays a best price 15-2 at Sky Bet. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below who you're backing. I hope you're enjoying the content here on doubles and trebles, and we'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching.